Hey guys, Crysta here from Litter to Glitter. I am a furniture artist out of Barry, Texas. And today what we're going to be doing is what I wanted to do last week, but Mother Nature says, nah. So I'm going to be starting to paint the doors. So if you've been following our journey, we have 4 doors to the outside. 3 of them are in the courtyard. One goes to our bedroom, one to our dining room, and one here into my studio in the front, the real front door. Today I'm going to be using, it's going to be a lot of bending because it's wonky angles again. Sorry about that. But I'm going to be using this. This is the Miss Lillian's First Impressions front door paint. And this stuff is amazing. So, hear the birds. Isn't that awesome? So, let me put that down. And I am going to be using it in French country on all of the doors in the house. And what I'm going to be showing you guys is exactly how to do this. All right. So this is the easiest way to paint your front door. So step 1, I took the hardware off. Let me see if you can even see the hardware. Yeah, you can see deadbolt, regular lock. So I can get you guys down just a little bit. There we go. Okay. So take the hardware off. Then you're going to take your first step prep. You're going to clean it top to bottom. Go ahead and clean it like you would. Now, here is the variations. 1, if you have, this is a metal door. Okay. So this is a metal. If you have a wood door and you sanded it down and you think that you might get bleed through, then you're going to want to prep it with your prevention. That way your tannins aren't going to soak through. Since this is metal, this paint has it has the adhesion in it, so you don't have to use the Pro Stick. It is mildew resistant. It has UV protection. It's got all the things. So this stuff is made to be outside. So not only is this good for your front doors, you guys saw me paint my bench a couple of weeks ago in the regular chalk paint because I wanted it to look older and like it had been painted a long time ago. If you want to have something that is absolutely pristine looking and it's going to be out in your yard, whether it be a bench or whatever it is, you can use your front door paint on it. Like I said, it's got the UV protection, the mildew protection, it's got all the things in it. So Anne from Indiana's one. I'm not going to be holding this much, so I will be stopping and checking comments, but forgive me because I've got to do this all two-handed because it's a door. So I'm going to put my tablet over here. Hello, Delania. Yes, the weather is finally cooperating. We've got about 4 or 5 days of good weather. So what I did is one of these. Now you can get the bigger ones if you want, but I am just using a 6-inch roller, and I am a foam roller. I like using the foam roller. You can use whatever nap you want. I just like the foam roller. That's it. And that's personal preference, one of them things. And I have also put a brush over here on the side to get in my little corner. So I'm just loading my brush up. Da, 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 da. And I need to take more off there. It's okay. So French country. And I am just rolling. See, what Sue and everybody didn't realize is that when they're coming out here for the convention, I'm going to get them all to help me paint the rest of the doors. Don't tell them. Yeah, definitely don't tell them. I'm going to Mark Twain them. You tell them how easy and fun and cool this is. And then going to get them to help me with the other doors. Now, I'm hoping to actually be working on these the next few days. So I am going to be going back with my brush because you can see where, for my little trim and stuff, which I really should have done that first, but I was excited. I wanted to see this on my door. And I am just rolling until there's no more paint in. There you go. And just giving it kind of an even coat and keep going. Yeah, so this is just, you can see how far this paint goes, making sure like over here kind of globbed it. Getting it all over there. So that is actually how quick it is and how simple it is to do this. Now, I did tape the sides. I didn't show you guys that. Bad, Crysta. See here where I taped it? And so there's a little lip in your doors, and I'm going to paint all the way to that lip. I didn't want it on the side of the doors. So that's what we're doing. Let me grab my brush. And I thought that I set one out, but I can't find it. So that's okay. I'll just grab another one. I'm in a singing mood, guys. Sorry about that, because I almost busted into Ain't Nothing But a G Thing, Baby. So, yeah, it's one of those days, guys. It's one of those days. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take my brush and get into that. And then when I roll over it again, you won't be able to tell what is brushed and what is rolled. And I'm doing this very thin because I don't like runs. So getting into my crevices of my door, just like you are when you're cutting in a room. Easy peasy lemon breezy. Man, wish I wasn't so short. But it's okay. I can reach this area, and then with the stick on my roller, I can get the higher ups. Not a problem. So what do y'all think of this color? And this color, the front door paint, comes in just as many combinations as there are chalk paint. And if you don't see your color, let Marilyn know. She is awesome about helping us get colors. So this is what we are doing. And where I'm just going over while it's still wet and hitting those areas that I did in the crevice. So tell me, this is French country. Tell me what color you think looks good on doors. I just think that this French country look is going to look phenomenal with our house. I like this color with our house because we're going to have to paint the outside of the house anyway. And so I wanted to pick a color that I wouldn't have to redo my doors. So, come on. If you didn't see the video from yesterday, we are giving away, Miss Lillian's is giving away 2 VIP for the, not VIP tickets, but Girls Night Out tickets for the Waco Crafting Fair. Make sure you, if you are going for those tickets, that you do enter in on the correct post. If it was shared out, make sure you go back to the original post and post on there. Here we go. Now your nap brushes, if you want a little bit of texture, you can use a napped brush. I didn't want a lot of texture, so that's why I went with this roller, the foam roller, the really good foam roller. Not the cheesy, cheap foam roller, but this is the good foam roller. For anybody that paints, when you go to the store, you'll see the difference between the good foam rollers and the cheapy foam rollers. Get the good foam roller. Let me see real quick. Junkin' Jones Gang says, I would love to paint my front door in Girlfriend. However, I do not think my husband would approve. So, honestly, Shorty and I have not discussed this. He knew I got in some front door paint, but he didn't know that I was actually going to paint the doors with it. And we didn't discuss it. So I figured that after I paint one door, and I pick the color and I like the color, then I'm gonna have to paint all the other doors, right? We can't just have one door, especially in the area where there's 3. You can see 3 of the doors. That's why I started with this one, because that way I'm gonna have to paint the other 2 doors in the same color. So a lot of times, if you know my husband, if you know Shorty, a lot of times he'll do some stuff and he'll come home and he'll say, baby, it's easier to beg for forgiveness than ask permission. Well, guess what? This is for forgiveness than ask permission moment. I know, I'm evil. I'm evil. But we usually talk about most things, but this, I was just like, nope. I ordered in the French country color, and he thought that I was going to use it on a outdoor table. And I might use it on an outdoor table, but first it's going on the door. Huh. So there you go. That's where we're at. And yeah, that new color Girlfriend is absolutely gorgeous. I have not gotten it in yet, but I am anxiously awaiting getting it in. And yeah, I don't know if y'all can see it on camera, but I'm getting the tippy tip of the door. The tippy, 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 tippy top. And I should have put a brick in front of the door, so I made sure that it's resting up against stuff in the back. But that's why I'm painting top to bottom, because as I'm painting, I'm using my foot up against the door so the door doesn't keep bouncing. So if you're just wondering, there's a little trick for you. Milo and Picasso said it's a beautiful color, though. Delaney says you're making it look so easy that I want to go paint our front door. Laugh out loud. It really is easy. It's just cutting in and rolling. You have to take, like I said, take off the hardware. Use your first step prep. If it's a metal door, I'm going first step prep right into painting. If it's a wood door and you're worried about it bleeding through, then use your prevention and put a layer of prevention down so you don't get your bleed through. But this is a metal door. This stuff already has the adhesion in it because this product has been out years ago. And so it already has the extra adhesion in it. So you don't have to use Pro Stick on metal doors with this. So there you go. And I don't think I'm making it look easy. It is easy. It really is easy. The hardest part, I'm going to tell you guys, the hardest part about painting my doors is getting my dogs wrangled in another room. Because y'all know Ford's always in the studio with me, and they are not happy that they can't. Ford is not happy that Mama's in studio, and he is not allowed in the studio right now. That is our biggest problem and the biggest hurdle to overcome when doing your doors is corralling the kids, because we've got 4 of them, and that is the biggest problem that we have had, is corralling the dogs. So I'm going to go ahead and get into my little areas here as well. And then when I'm done, what I will do, where you guys can see, is I will lower the camera and do the base of the door. But the hardest step is getting the dogs to not be mad at you. So I figured that once I'm done, I will shut our security door, because I don't want them coming in this door. I will shut our security door and let them out one of the other doors. And that way, they're boisterous and babies, and they're going to come in screaming, full blown. And they're going to hit this door, and it's still going to be wet, and then I'm going to have dog hair. So you definitely want to keep them away from it for a little bit. And just getting into all those. Just like when you're painting a house, how you cut in the sides, your walls, your ceiling, any of that. That is all I am doing right now, is getting into those little cracks and crevices. Yep, there we go. I'm going to put this down. Let me check comments since I'm over here. Delaney says ours is metal, so it'll be easy. Marilyn, she's on. Hey, Marilyn. She said, great color. I love French country. Yes. Yes, I was just explaining that Shorty is not aware that I am painting the doors. I mean, he knows I bought the paint, but he thought I was going to be doing a table. And Since you're just hopping on, what I said was, you know, Shorty has enough of his, it's easier to beg for forgiveness than ask permissions. Well, this is mine. I went ahead, I ordered the color I wanted. I'm going to go ahead and paint one door. That way, you know, I have to paint the rest of them because I need them to match. I mean, you know, what kind of heathens are we? I mean, hello. And so, you know, it's the whole I win scenario. So I am doing one coat and then I will do a second coat. And I'm sorry if I'm trying to get out of the way so you guys can see what I'm doing and not just my backside. And so when you're using a roller, it is so much easier to get these large areas. I just want to make sure that I've got a good coverage. And when you get, that's why I like using the 6-inch roller, is because like when you're doing over your hardware, let me see if I can get you guys better. There we go. When you're doing over top of your hardware, if you use a smaller brush, like a 3-inch brush, you might have to use a couple of different swipes over it. With the 6-inch brush, it is just easy peasy. So that's what we're doing. I don't like this pan though. I got the wrong pan for the size that I was doing. So I'm having kind of a hard time getting the paint consistency on my roller that I like, but it's okay. Put my foot down. Gotta put my foot down. And then go up it again. And I'm gonna, again, let me put this down. Get you guys where you can see. Hopefully you can. You can see the tape is here. There's a white. And so there's, let me see if I can show you on the back. I got to pull you guys in tight for this. On the door. Now this is the back of the door. But you see that there is a split right there. What I did was I put my tape here backwards on the other side. And then I put my thumb in it and went right up that crevice because that's where I, you know, want. And I put paint on that side of the, it's okay. It's fine. It's a painter's house. But what I'm doing is here on this side, now I can take the edge of my foam roller and just go right in, and it'll go right up to that crack where I have put the painter's tape. So there you go. Now let me put you guys back, and then I will continue on getting up this side all the way to the tippy top. Keep going down. And so I don't forget the side again, because, you know, it's me. We've met. I'm just going to go all the way to the bottom. Excuse me for just a second. And then I will get you guys down. And so we can do the bottom of the door. Give me just a second. I need to lower my tripod, which it never wants to play nice when I'm live. Oh, it'll knock down in 30 seconds or less when it's just me in the studio, but let me be on a live, and one of the legs wants to stick and the other one decides it's not going to go where it wants to go. You know, Murphy's Law, guys, Murphy's Law. And that is 2 of the legs. There we go, the 3rd leg. Let me see where I've got you guys. You can see our fire pit and our grill out there. So here we go. I'm going to grab my stuff again. All righty. Let me get my brush down here. And there we go. Ta-da! Now you can see me on the bottom. And so again, I'm just cutting in, getting into the areas that have depressions, and then so when I go with my roller, now obviously you can use the side of your roller and do this number and get it in there, and that works too. I just I'm a painter. I like my brushes, so that's why I'm using a brush to get into those areas. Get all the way down on my door. So tell me what colors that you think, again, that you would like on your front door. Marilyn says, you have almost motivated me to repaint my doors. Well, Marilyn, I can tell you that I know that I have a trip to Tennessee coming up in my future. There'll be more about that later. And when I do, I'm going to be an hour out of the way. I could be at your house. So, for a steak dinner on the grill, I'm willing to drive that hour and bang the doors out for you. Have no problem doing that. We'll just make it a paint party. Now, if you are not comfortable painting your doors while they are hanging, you can take them off. If you're installing a new door, paint it before you put it up. The reason that I like painting my doors, if they're already hung, while they're hung, is a lot of times when you're taking screws out of something, one will strip. Well, this is your door. You don't want stripped screws in your door. You don't want to possibly lose a screw and then mess up the way that it's hanging, because the doors fit very well. So that's why I am painting it with it up. But if you're putting in a new door and you're worried that you're going to get, paint on the floor or, anything else, put it on the garage on a set of easels. Tell your husband to give you a day. Put it up on a set of easels in the garage or anywhere else and that you can, and knock it out, paint it, and then tell your husband to hang the door. And then you can always go back in and touch it up if he bangs it a little bit. So, oh, Balder's big mad. He was just on the other side of the gate. He was giving me that. He's big mad. Oh, Balder's big mad. Yep. It's going to be treat time at the Barrera household when I get off of here. Balder's big mad. So this is such an easy project to do, but it gives so much curb appeal. And like I said, it is mildew resistant. It is UV resistant. If you have a metal door, you can, if you want to, if it doesn't have paint on it and it's a real wood door and you want to prime it, then definitely prime it for the tannins. But if it's a metal door, you can go direct. Just straight from jar, clean it, jar to door. You don't have to use Pro Stick on your doors. That's what this stuff was made for years ago, was to have the adhesion in it. Because, Pro Stick is a relatively new product in the Miss Lillian's line. And I think it came out, 8 months, maybe a year ago. Not really sure on production dates, but I know that it hasn't been that long. So this is actually made with your adhesion in for your doors. So easy to do, and it'll jump. Everybody kind of has those white doors, or, you move into a newly built subdivision. Every door in the subdivision is the same color. The cookie cutter houses, it's the same color door. And what has it been? 15 minutes, maybe 20 minutes since I went live. And also me running my mouth with you guys and not painting, but, you know, explaining stuff. We've almost got this door knocked out, you know. So it's an easy way to update your home. Give it a little bit something. And your neighbors are going to be absolutely wowed. And so, like I said, what I'm going to do when I'm done is I am going to shut the security door, take the dogs in a different door, and then I'm going to leave it open for a few hours, let it dry, and then by the time I go to bed tonight, I'll leave it open until we're actually going to bed. I'll leave it open because it's that good of a day today, and I will leave it open until we go to bed. And then when we go to bed, I will close it and I won't have to worry about it sticking in the hinge. Also, if you're one of those people that you don't even want to take off your hardware, you know, your handles, you don't have to. You can mask them off, or you can take them off and then go around it with a brush if you want to. You don't have to take your hardware off. For me, it just makes it easier to take the hardware off. And guys, I have done the first coat on this door in, anybody know how long I've been lying? Let me see here. 26 minutes. With talking to you guys and everything else, 26 minutes, bang the first coat out. So I'll probably give it about, well, actually, yeah, I'll give it about an hour. I've got a firehouse meeting at 7. And so I'll give this about an hour. So from 3:30 to 4:30 Central Time, I'll let it dry. In about an hour, I'll give it another coat. We'll go to the meeting. We'll come back. And by then, it'll be good enough to shut. So, guys, there you go. That is how easy it is to do a door. And if I survive when my husband comes home and find out that I am painting all the doors, I will see you guys on Thursday for Painting with Whiskey and Women with myself and Sue Owens from Milo and Picasso. And I will definitely see you guys back here next Tuesday with you guys at 3 Eastern. That is 3 Central. That's 4 Eastern. So, guys, thank you for joining me. I hope y'all pick a cool color. And again, it's easier to beg for forgiveness than ask permission. Much love, you guys. Bye.